So, Rob, why are we here today? Tell us. Tell us about your truck.
Yeah. Hey there. So we are getting ready to embark on a pretty epic trip for us. It'll be the longest trip we've done personally. We're trying to get into this overlanding thing and learning about this overlanding thing, and been doing some off-roading and those sort of things the last few years, and honestly even since I was younger, in my teenage years. But just now into my 40s, and trying to learn more about this adventure. Do some fun things and some fun travel. So just thought we would do a kind of a walkthrough today. We've got a new camera that we're trying out, and so that's part of the reason we wanted to kind of do this, is trying to learn how to use this Osmo Plus that we're using, and do a walkthrough of our vehicle and give us an opportunity to kind of play with the camera and maybe just put some information out there that people might be interested in to see what this vehicle looks like. The trip that we're going to be taking here and embarking on in about 3 weeks, this is vehicle number 1 of that trip, or that expedition rather. I don't know, what am I supposed to call it for overlanding? Is expedition the right term? I don't know. That would sound more professional. But anyways, bought this thing back about 2 years ago. It was owned by an executive here in the local Richmond market where we live, here in Virginia. It was taken very well care of, had all the service records on it, got it for a pretty good deal, but it did have 240,000 miles on it when I bought it. So we, after acquiring it, it was in stock form, had been garage kept its whole life, and promptly took it to Toyota and had them go over it, do the timing belt, various other just plugs and belts and a few things here and there, just to kind of make sure that it was mechanically sound before I started dumping all this money into it for modifications. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous about putting the kind of money we put into this truck for a vehicle that has almost 250,000 miles on it. But after having had this vehicle for the last 2 years, I'm fairly well convinced we'll have no trouble getting 500,000 miles out of this if we want to. As it sits here today, having owned it about 2 years, has 285,000 miles on it. After our trip that we're getting ready to take with it, it's probably going to have over 300. So, just to kind of walk you through some of the mods that have been done on it, we reached out to SLE when we started this build and kind of got the entire SLE package for it. We've got the SLE sliders, the whole SLE skid plate system under it. We've got the front blueberry bumper, SLE rear bumper system. And we also worked with a local shop here in Richmond to do all of the installation for us, along with the re-gear of it. We moved it to 488 gearing, put A or B air lockers inside of it. What else did we do to it? Lots of stuff. New control arms, uppers and lowers. We did new drive shafts. Tom Wood shafts are in it. Trying to think what else we've done to it. So I guess that was most of the initial mods we did to it. And then after driving it for the last 2 years, I took it up to mainline Overland, and I had them do a few additional mods to it for us, which included going new wheels and tires. We moved up to a 285 75 17 on these Evo Course Fundamentals. I love these wheels, by the way. They just look cool. This was a little bit larger than what we had on it originally, just a little bit, maybe half an inch or so, and did have to do some additional trimming and those sorts of things here in the last week or two. But that's all sorted out now, no rubbing. They fit great. We also mainline installed this front runner rack system on it for us, as well as put a National Luna dual battery system in it, and a 1500 watt power inverter. So I think that is most of the mods that I can think about. I can show you, I guess we've got inside here, just for our controls, we're running, here's our National Luna battery monitor here, just showing us what's going on with that. Actually, I didn't talk about our rigid light that we've got here for some auxiliary lighting. Here's our switches to run our compressors and our ARB air lockers. Also running a Cobra 75 CB in here. And, you know, actually for almost 300,000 miles on this thing, the interior is not in bad shape. I have tried to take good care of it since I've had it in my possession, and you know, just kept up with the inside and kept it clean. We'll do a quick look under the hood. So not too much to see here, other than the dual battery system running right here. The main line installed for us. We've got our compressor running our lockers, and you know, for airing back up after we've aired down our tires. I guess I did not talk about the winch that we're running on this truck, which is a Warren 9.5 XPS. I've actually used this winch several times. Hasn't let us down so far. And then we're just running a basic rigid light here up front. Factor 55, closed winching system gear, love that stuff, makes it very safe. Let's see. We already talked about the wheels and tires. Front runner system, great system. Everything in it is very easy to use. I've been installing various accessories on it. Let me stop saying so much. That would probably make our videos a whole lot better. So we'll practice that. There's it again. Oh, it's gonna be a hard habit for me to break. I am basically calling this vehicle for our trip our fuel mule, if I didn't say that already. So this is going to serve as a support vehicle. We also on this trip have a GX 460, a 2019, that we left with mainline Overland come up on a month ago, with about 800 miles on it. We're building up. It's actually going to be more built than this truck right here. And that will be the second vehicle we're going to take on this trip that we're about to do. But in either vehicle, I do not have an auxiliary fuel system. There is one available for the 100 series here from Cruiser Brothers. I'm opting not to do that because I think after this trip that we take with this, I probably will not be using this vehicle for many more large trips like this. We'll probably use it around Virginia for camping and those sorts of things. And then the GX will kind of become our new overland rig for our longer reaches, and we'll be hopefully moving to that system as soon as they have it available from Cruiser Brothers for the GX. Anyway, point being that fuel is definitely a concern. I mean, something like this, we're doing pretty good. We're getting 9 or 10 miles to a gallon in this thing, and it's got a 25-gallon tank in it. So you can do the math. We don't have a very large range, and if you've got long stops between fuel, we need to carry extra fuel. So this particular setup we've got going right now with the front runner system, we're able to carry an additional 20 gallons on the roof, and then an additional 15 gallons on the rear. So I actually have we have a total of 35 extra gallons of fuel on this rig. When we get the GX back, it will have just an extra 15 gallons because we're running a rooftop tent on that one, and there is no additional room on the roof. So between the two vehicles, I'm having this vehicle carry extra fuel for the GX as well on our trip. That's why I'm calling it the fuel mule. Sleeve bumper system, I already talked about that. It's great. It's worked. It's been on here for 2 years. It's been absolutely trouble-free, and has actually stayed in halfway decent condition, considering how much we beat on this thing. I've not babied this thing in any way, shape, or form. Did not have any of these dents in it when I acquired it from the previous owner. We've had fun with it and used it. I'll leave it at that. I have had to replace various parts on it that I've damaged, not purposefully, but just out there using it in the woods and using it for what we intended it for. So But all the sleeve gear is held up flawlessly through all the things we've done to it so far, and I have no doubt it's going to continue to hold up just as well for our next adventures. I don't really know that there's much else I could cover. Like I said, the main point of this was we're just trying to learn how to use our camera gears. We're trying to dive more into this overlanding thing and just sharing our adventures. You know, not only with anybody out there who may care, but mostly just for our friends and family. It's fun for us just to kind of encourage others that we know to get out and have some adventure. And also for us, just having these things to look back on as we get older and as our kids grow. You know, I think these are going to be things we're going to love to look back on, regardless of any of you out there watching this or not. So, I think that's about it. Thanks for taking a look at our vehicle, and we will work on continuing on content and show off our GX when we get that, and then be posting lots about the next big trip we're getting ready to take.